Okay guys, well, today I took out the old condenser from the grill yesterday, and being a 2001 Astro, the turn signal buckets have two screws in the end right here you can see, which they're gone of course. But there's just two sheet metal screws. They drop out, you unplug the lights, both sides. The whole grill itself is held in by sheet metal screws. There's one there, there's one in the center, there's one here and here, and there's a couple across the top, and that holds the whole plastic grill in. To remove the condenser then, you just have to loosen this bolt up so you can pull this bracket out of the way forward. 4 screws in the corners, undo the nuts, and you're all good to go. I don't know that I'm going to get a chance to flush this week, so I want to drive this weekend. So I think I'm just going to put the old one back in just to plug up the holes and to protect the radiator. I think the condenser kind of guards the radiator from road debris. And I'll show you when I get it put back, how to put it back together, which will show you how to get it apart. Alright, so I got the old one set in here. This is only held in by 4 what they call J-nuts clipped onto the front. They clip onto the tabs. That's plastic from the radiator, and that's why I'm going to put them in by hand. Now this is the one I took out, but I'm going to stick it back in behind this bracket. And I'm just going to put these in by hand, and I'm not going to reef them down real tight because I'm going to be replacing this. Oh good, there's a little shelf. There's little pins on the edges of these right here that position that correctly. Of course I don't want my screws to come loose either, so I'm just putting them in gently by hand, down snug. I might have taken them out with the impact, with a longer extension on it. As I said, I'm just putting this back because one thing, I don't want to lose parts. I want to connect the fittings on the ends of these pipes so they don't get contaminated. I think we've determined that I do need to flush the AC coolant lines or the refrigerant lines going to these through the whole system. My son-in-law has the kit. We just got to get around to doing it. As I said, I want to use this weekend. So I'm just going to pop these fittings back together loosely just to keep debris out, because they are going to be flushed. The system was evacuated last fall, so there's no issues with releasing refrigerant into the atmosphere. So, snug is good. I got one bolt that I took out. I believe it's a 13. So this guy, this one has blue Loctite in it, but I think there's enough remaining on the threads that I don't have to worry too much about this. Alright. So we're going to show you. I got all the screws right here in a baggie, and I think those are 8mm head. Yes. No. What are they? That's 8. What about 7? Maybe 7? Yes, they are 7. Okay. So, got my baggie of screws. Grab the grill, which I put away for safekeeping, of course. grab your turn signals, drop them all through. so you don't pinch any wires. Now they do have dogs on them that go into the holes in the radiator brace here to help you position this. So as I raise this up into position, it drops right in there pretty good, but it looks like I need to have a screw in there to hold it. So as we go along here, drop the screw. And of course it didn't come out. I hate when that happens. I'm going to have to search for that one. God. Alright. I hear the farmer out back starting to plow his field. It's that time of year, guys. I smell the fresh dirt. It is that time of year. Okay, raise him up. Into position. I'm not going to snug these down yet. I'm just going to get them in there to hang it on. I'll make sure everything else is lined up correctly. Before we get two nuts with the screws. These are just screws right into the sheet metal, it looks like. Okay. There's the top three. So that's just how it comes out, the top three. And then there's, right along the bottom here, you'll see there's one in the center, which this should line right up with the hole. Of course, I don't want to reef those down too much. I've got one outboard here that holds this corner up where it should be. I got to find that other screw wherever it dropped. It ran away from me. From all this crawling around inside this van all week. I haven't detected any new leaks though, so fixing the manifold was the right thing I needed to do. I've got new radiator hoses just came. Amazon delivered them to my front door and somebody in a little car today. It's like they Uber to you. They were supposed to be here on Sunday, but it didn't make it. Alright, turn signal. The turn signal is just a Phillips screw. Make sure I get the right top. That's the left side. That's it there. This side already has and these are just very simply push in and twist. Push in, twist, and it locks. I left the screws screwed in here. They're a little tight because they're in nylon of some sort. I'm just going to start beating on this thing until whatever shakes that screw out of there. I guess it isn't super important. One missing in the middle, but I like to do things right. Okay, this tub has a hook, and there's a hole. And she drops in. Put your screws back to her. roof fell. It's probably just laying on a ledge under there. I'll probably have to feel around underneath. Alright, well that's it for assembling the grill and the condenser. Of course, changing the condenser would be just exactly the opposite. You don't even have to take off the shroud inside the engine cover. All you really need to do is take the grill off and that bracket. These two lights got to come out. The grill with the screws and loosen the bolts up till they put back in. Pretty easy actually. Alright guys, we're going to keep working on this. Well, here we are. I got the radiator fan, I got the new radiator hoses on top and bottom. Flushed the system, new coolant, well reused coolant, but I filtered it and I added some extra to spice it up a little here. All the connectors are in, tightened. Air box, filter, that's what this big hump is. All this is an air box. Air intake is right here, kind of gives you a ram air effect coming through the radiator there. Now let's see how quiet she sounds. Please, cross your fingers. I still got that little tweak, and that's really scaring me. I don't know what. One of the new parts I put on because it wasn't doing it before. But anyway, boy does she run smooth. Sorry guys, I'm just adjusting your legs here. I'm going to try to hit those with bottom. Huh? That's a bearing of some sort.